Deep within the realms of self-isolation is a world that can connect anyone and anything, where electricity turns into light, and where that light shines on a new atmosphere.
A world formed only by your imagination and the imaginations of others.
It's time to get together from so far away. It's time to traverse. Time. No matter what, anything is subject to it. This world is no different. Just like the worlds that came before it, time is of the essence. If you miss even a single microsecond, everything before you is just gone. It's a phenomenon I like to call late join syndrome, where everything has advanced so much that there almost seems to be no point in trying to gain a fresh start on your own. Unlike the real world, you're not born to assimilate, you're born to survive. That's what I intend to do here. I want to try searching on my own to see if it's possible to gain a fresh start in the land where 20 minutes seems to be a benchmark for major milestones. To see if you can still survive like it's 2012. Don't call it me trying to be an outcast. Think of it as a little experiment. Immediately, I noticed trying to survive without anything useful is an exercise in frustration. If you intend to become part of this world, make sure that the sun has risen from the horizon. Trying to survive out in the wild with only a fist at night will mean your grave in a matter of minutes. Again and again. 15 release versions later, and the game of survival Minecraft has never really changed. The starting point always begins at a tree, and that's where I intend to start. It was an unfortunate spot for the default spawn to be, at least when this world was first created. But not until you look out in the distance. Of course, if you know anything about the late join syndrome phenomenon, it's that everything immediately there is already gone. Luckily, not everything was completely gobbled up, so I took whatever I could for now. After grabbing some resources, I decided to go take a look a bit further into where I could possibly settle. I know my heart's already set on Krona City, mostly because I could already feel a sort of warm atmosphere that just screams harmony and not hierarchy. Although I'll admit the mob situation is a bit less than stellar, I didn't find it to be that much of a turnoff since I know I'll be up and running with some sort of weapon in no time. Okay, enough of that. Time to focus. I started by traversing the land beyond, just to find somewhere to start mining on my own. In it, I found some stone, so I started there. Admittedly, it was a bit unusual. I never expected to find any diamonds there, but I did come across some coal and iron. A few days of real-world time have come to pass, and Krona City got developed quite a bit. My inventory was also getting a bit full, so I thought now would be the appropriate time to build a new house. So I started building a foundation not too far off from the warp wall. I first laid out some dirt, courtesy of Victor. I then decided to just start building the floor, and for that I used the Acacia planks I made earlier. I started on building the base of the wall, but I ran out of resources to do so. Not a very hard problem to solve. It was originally going to be made of oak wood, but I quickly swapped it out for cobblestone just to give it a bit of contrast. However, the rest of the frame is made of oak wood. Now it's time for some windows. It wasn't hard to grab sand since the land is close to the desert. And for the finishing touches, a roof made of oak planks with stairs added at the end for some extra style points. That about sums it up for this episode. I know, I didn't get diamonds in my recordings, but quite frankly, I never thought it to be a realistic goal for the pilot episode in the first place. Everything seemed kind of bleak at first. I ended up getting killed countless times with nothing in hand. However, it didn't seem all that difficult to start anew. I did end up making a decent amount of progress, and even made a house in this episode, located at the heart of Krona City. But I think it's time for a breather.